First, I'm going to talk about my story and how I got to the position I'm in now. So starting off at 16, 17, I decided that I wanted to get into entrepreneurship. I wanted to start trading and I wanted to start doing something for myself and creating something for myself. A lot of you know the story, why I started, but to summarize it, there was a person at my school. This person was very wealthy. I asked this person why they were wealthy and why they had all this designer stuff. And that's why I'm a Forex trader now. And it basically ended up their dad was a Forex trader. So from a very young age, I decided I wanted to do an apprenticeship. I didn't want to go through the university route because I didn't see the benefit in it. So I started my apprenticeship. I was going to college at the same time. I was working at the same time. And I also was working at a pub. I slowly come out of the pub and then I focused on college and I focused on my apprenticeship. And at the same time, I was learning how to trade. So I was very busy all the time. And the narrative that was put onto me from my mentors is cut everything out that is going to stop you from pursuing your dreams. So this quickly, to summarize it, this made me lose contact with people that were close to me. So I wouldn't go out with friends. I wouldn't kind of enjoy the life of like an 18-year-old kid. And my pure focus was on my career. And of course it benefited me. Of course I'm in a position now where I'm very fortunate enough to be able to make videos like this and do the job I do. But at the same time, I regret it. The reason I regret it is because I didn't allow myself to enjoy my life. I didn't allow myself to go out, socialize with people, maybe go out for a couple of drinks and just enjoy my time with my friends. So that kind of summarizes the downfall of my friendship with my friends. And once I started making money from trading, and once I got really consistent, started getting funding, started making money quite consistently from my trades, that was kind of the worst point in my life. Like I was making a lot of money, but I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of loved ones around me, and it was very, very difficult. And I'm sure it would be difficult for everyone, And once I was working my apprenticeship, I got my HNC, which is a higher national certificate in aerospace engineering, which was great. As soon as I got that, and as soon as I finished all my qualifications, I wasn't in a mental headspace to be able to carry on with that career. I wasn't able to carry on with what I was doing. So I took a lot of time to sit back and decided what I wanted to do with my life, and it was a very difficult spot. That was probably the worst spot I've ever been in. I then decided that I did have this condition. I kind of always knew it, but it was when I went to a GP and they kind of basically was like, yeah, you're fucked, like you're a depressed kid, And the narrative online is that it's a lie, it's fake, it's not true, and I fucking disagree with this completely. I feel like that's so inappropriate to say. I feel like it's so small-minded to say, and it's quite unfair, to be honest. I agree there's a certain element of people that will destroy their lives by drinking, doing drugs, having bad habits, not doing good for themselves, and that will cause you to be in a bad state. But there's also another side of it that it's just something that you are chemically imbalanced and you can't deal with it in any other way, and it will remain in the majority of your life. And that's not from necessarily trauma, that's not necessarily from a bad upbringing or anything like that. It's just the way you are. It's just the way your brain is operating. I had an amazing upbringing. I have very, very supportive parents. I have two amazing brothers. And I've always had a good upbringing. There's nothing that kind of, there's nothing to complain about. Yeah, of course, there's bad things that happen in life, like members of your family passing away and arguments and stuff like that. But not to go in my personal life in that aspect, but there's nothing that necessarily caused this but myself. But yeah, going back to the point, there's two sides of it, where there's the one person that is just a bum, and there's one person that realizes they can't do anything about it, and it's just a way of their life. And I think the side of it that you can deal with it and it's not a chemical imbalance and that it's just your bad way of life, yes, that's a lie, and you need to do something about it. But my side of it is that I've done absolutely everything I can about it, but it's still here, and it's something that you just have to live with. And I'm fine with that now. I've confronted that and I've been like, okay, cool. How can we progress from here? So for the people that are listening that probably are in the same element, especially on entrepreneurship and are potential traders or beginner traders, and you are kind of dealing with this, I want you to realize the thing that's put onto you is it's okay to not be okay. That's the idea. That's the kind of quote that a lot of people say. I completely disagree with that. I don't think it's okay to not be okay. I think it's not okay to not be okay. you should be okay. You should feel happy. You should embrace passionate hobbies and activities, and you should put your all into them, enjoy them as much as you can. And my stance with dealing with it was, I need to figure out how to completely get rid of it, you know, how to completely conquer it and defeat it, because that's how we are as individuals. We want to conquer something and defeat it. I quickly realized that you can't defeat it, you can't deal with it. The only thing you can do is control it and live with it. And that is something that you need to grow up and realize, that instead of trying to fight it all the time, just kind of live with it and understand it and learn from it. The two great books that I'm going to put towards you guys that you've probably heard about before, but the first book is Atomic Habits. The second book is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Atomic Habits is a very simple book. It's basically the idea that if you do the small things, the bigger things seem less difficult. They seem less overwhelming and easier to combat. So for example, making your bed in the morning. My mission for the rest of this year is to make my bed every single morning. And it's funny because the other day I didn't make my bed in the morning. I got to the office and there was something in my mind that was just like, this day is gonna be quite difficult because I didn't finish that simple task. The other tasks were like, well, if I'm gonna manage a 6-figure account, or I've got a big meeting about our advertising campaigns, or how am I gonna do that if I couldn't even make my bed in the morning? So that's kind of the mindset you need to be in. Meditations, the narrative of that is, if we can't control it, we don't worry about it. If something is in our life and it's put a negative connotation onto us and made us feel like shit, can we control it? Can we do something about it? If not, then forget about it. A stupid example could be if you don't get invited to a night out with your friend. Instead of sitting there and complaining about it and moaning about it, you can't control that. You can't control the decision of other people. So what can you do? You can move on from it. You can learn from it. You can ask why, and all these different elements that allow things to seem a lot calmer. Jordan Peterson is one of my favorite people in the world. I think he's absolutely amazing, and he's very, very clued up with all these different elements. And he talks a lot about optimistic nihilism, and that is the idea that nothing matters, so why should we care? So that's nihilism. The optimistic side is nothing matters, so why should we care? You know, it's like, let's just fucking enjoy our lives and see what happens, you know? And these are the elements that I feel like really helped me grow and become the person I am today. Yes, there are difficult days. There are days where you don't want to get out of bed. I'm sure a lot of people that have that. But I think for people that are struggling a lot, it's the constant feeling that you're never gonna get out of bed. You're never gonna amount to anything. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. There's like the devil on your shoulder that's saying, don't do this, don't do this. It's not worth it. You're not gonna amount to anything. And that's like the mindset that you get given. And you kind of need to learn to just quieten that down a bit and then look to the brighter side and be like, I'm gonna see what happens, you know? Let's see what happens, maybe it might be good. Energy is the big one. Having enough energy to be able to get on with things is quite difficult if you are in that state of mind. And this is completely fine, this is completely natural. I would just suggest making sure you get a good amount of sleep. You know, don't be on your phone too much. Don't overwhelm yourself with work. Don't overwhelm yourself with like TikTok time or anything like that. Just maybe put on a podcast and slowly doze off and fall asleep naturally. A lot of people force sleep. I don't think you should force it. I think you should fall naturally asleep and wake up naturally if you can. Obviously, if you've got to be up at a certain time, set your sleep time to be able to slightly wake up more natural than you're used to. But I think the biggest thing that helped me was definitely Atomic Habits, the book, understanding that small things add up and make yourself feel better and feel more accomplished and make you feel like you've achieved more. My situation now, it's difficult to be around people. It's difficult to trust people. A lot of the stuff in my past has made me lose trust in people, and that's a factor of it. It's kind of the hopelessness that you're never gonna find a good relationship with people. You're never gonna find good people around you. But now I'm on the path to understand that there is good people. You know, there is positive people. There is people that actually want to help you. But I feel like the thing that I'm struggling with is just kind of being a bit cautious around people and not completely developing relationships as I should. And that's an element you just got to deal with. Down days, you have down days where you just don't feel very good. In certain days, you feel a lot worse than you did the day before and things like that. And that comes naturally. When that happens, I tend to kind of like push people away and not be as social and things like that, and that's completely fine. That's just your way of dealing with it. Just make sure you kind of bounce back the next day, and take each day as it comes. You know, learn how to deal with each day as it comes, because they're not going to be easy at times. but you need to be disciplined into the fact of being positive. You have to really be positive. You have to really wake up and think, okay, what are we going to do today that's going to be absolutely amazing? And I think that's the beauty of it, because we get to think that way. I do believe people with depression are more optimistic and think more about their life, think more about the consequence of their actions, and I think they think more about how they're going to make themselves feel successful and feel good, because that's the goal for someone with depression, is to how to feel good. So we do everything in our power to make ourselves feel good, and that's the positive side of depression. I don't think it's a massive negative thing. You think someone's depressed, they just sit at home all day and don't do anything, and they've got no friends and this and that. No, I think it's a slightly beautiful thing, because it makes you realize that happiness is not naturally given to you, and you have to achieve it. So you will do everything in your power to go and achieve it. And that might be a good way for you guys if you are dealing with it, is to look at it from the positive light, that you have the availability to aim for happiness, and you will do things in your life and habits to make yourself feel happier, which will ultimately, result into happiness. There is days where I'm extremely happy, and the downs are really good for me, because it makes the ups feel even bigger. It feels great to be happy, and that's what you should aim for. And if you feel like you've got a down day, learn from it, study it, understand it, and then realize that an up day is going to come and you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel like on top of the world. My situation now, I've learned a lot along my journey. I've learned to learn the small things. I've learned to build relationships and not care if someone breaks your trust, or if someone kind of like fucks you over. That's completely fine, because it's showing their true colors and they should not be around you, but be open to the idea that relationships could last for a long period of time. But then on the other side, also be open to the fact that relationships will not always last, and being open to that idea is amazing. My trading has been amazing. I'm more optimistic. I don't really get upset once a trade doesn't go my way or anything. It's just kind of a part of the job. I did when I was younger, and that was a massive factor of like down days. But now I kind of just am like, fucking, who cares? Like, I've been like that for the last year. My trading's been really good. I'm really proud of myself in that aspect. I think it's just the relationship thing that most people deal with. The down days are really feeling like downer days. But again, my advice for you is to learn the down days and to embrace the up days. I'm around amazing people, and I've got a lot of support from a lot of people. I hope you guys do too. I really do. Try surround yourselves with people that are going to uplift you and provide you with comfort and love and care, because ultimately that's what we want. Take days off. Don't trade all the time. Don't work all the time. Take days off to go enjoy yourself. Go for a nice dinner, go out of the country for a bit, do something, go on a walk, all these types of things. Just go enjoy nature for a bit and enjoy your life. The reason I made this video is to kind of show you guys that we're not all hiding from it, because so many people hide from the fact that this is a thing, and that so many fucking people deal with it. And if I can come forward and be like, yeah, bro, like I deal with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's something that's a part of my life now. And if it's a part of your life as well, you can relate with me and understand that, it's not necessarily okay, but you're okay for feeling that way. Like you're not doing anything wrong. As long as you're passionate about your career, you're around good people, and you've got really, really good habits, and you're reading, you're watching podcasts, and you're doing everything in your power to make yourself feel better, and you're still dealing with it like I am, it's okay. Okay, you'll just slowly learn to control it, and as you get older, you'll learn from it as well. And if you are feeling this type of way, and you're a trader and you're an entrepreneur, I want you to have access to my Instagram, okay? I want you to go onto my Instagram, I'll put the link in this video, and drop me a message request and title it My Thoughts. And then I want you to explain what's going on in your situation and how you're feeling. And then once you've done this, I'll reply to you and we'll talk about what's going on, see how we can develop it. I can give you my advice on how I dealt with certain elements of the struggles. Even if you're feeling a little bit down and you feel like you're going in a bad rabbit hole, just please come talk to me. Feel like you've got access to me, and feel like I could be someone that you can relate to and understand from, and I can guide you and help you as much as I possibly can. I want this to be like a kind of comfort space, and I want you guys to feel like you're welcome to talk about anything you want. So please, if you are feeling a bit down, a bit depressed, you're struggling in your career or anything like that, just feel free to go onto my Instagram, title it with my thoughts so I understand what it is, and then just explain to me what's going on. I don't want this to seem negative. I don't want this to seem like a bad video or, oh my God, like depression is this and that. I want this to be positive. I want this to be uplifting. I want this to be a video for you guys to come back to and relate to and understand. And I'm a very positive person. I'm very happy. You can ask the people I'm around. I'm always uplifting. I'm always positive, and I don't allow this to control my life and just be negative. Like, you will never see me in the corner of a room like, oh, I'm not talking to anyone. Like, I'm not socializing. Fuck these guys. Like, I'm never like that. I'm very sociable, I'm very positive, and I'm very uplifting for a lot of people around me. And that's the beauty of it. That's what I can do to uplift other people, because I understand a lot from my own experiences. And I want you guys to feel the same. And if you aren't in that kind of path of becoming better, I want you to understand that it is brighter on the other side. Like, you will have down days, and the up days feel so much fucking better, and they make you appreciate them so much more. And you are on a path to becoming a better person. You just need to bide your time. You just need to focus on the small things, focus on developing relationships, focus on being happy in yourself, finding hobbies, finding things of your interest, and also work on your habits throughout the day to make your day seem a lot easier. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I really appreciate you all. I'm gonna go jump on the charts, make some trades, make some money, and then I'm gonna chill for the rest of the night. I appreciate you all for watching.